Well, today's little project is moving birds around. Got down in the 30s last night, or actually got down in the 20s last night, and waters are going to start freezing up more regularly. They froze last night, and I figure it's that time of year, so I'm going to put their heated bowls in. And in an effort to reduce the amount of electric consumption out here, I'm consolidating birds. So what I've done is moved 4 pens of birds into 2, so I just doubled up. And when I did that, I've got these front 2 pens empty, and I've got a pair of yellow golden in here, or a trio of yellow golden with a pair of red golden, and in here I've got a pair of peach golden and a yellow golden, peach golden mixed pair in here as well for the winter time. And when I did that, I moved, nobody's in their original house. So this 4 bunches of birds got consolidated into 2 pens today, but nobody's where they originally started. Nobody has claimed that, these pens for themselves. I moved them all in here together, at the same time. So like I put the red goldens in here, or I took the peach golden out of here and I just left them run. Then I put the red goldens in here and the yellow goldens all at once. So the red goldens don't have dominance in here, neither do the yellows. And then when the red goldens came out of this pen, so I ran the peaches into this one, and then I ran that yellow peach cross in here as well. So nobody has established this as their territory. Anytime you move birds and you start rehousing birds and stuff like that, you're going to deal with reestablishment of the pecking order. And you can help yourself out by making sure that no one has claimed the pen for themselves, because those birds will be, then typically those birds will be more aggressive to new birds that are moving into their house. So like if I'd have had a pair in here and I put a new pair in with them, that pair that's in there would really be aggressive to the new pair, probably. And I might have aggression problems anyhow, but you can help yourself by, when you're moving birds around, make sure that no one has established the pen for themselves before the new guys get in. So I'm seeing these 2 yellow golden hens hanging out here by themselves, and I don't really like that. I want them to be running with everybody else, so we're going to do that. I want to make sure everybody's meeting everybody, and everybody's, kind of on the same terms with everybody else. So we're going to run these girls inside maybe. The yellow goldens are so mild-mannered. These birds are in particular. So we're going to run these girls in, or we're going to run everybody else out. One of the two is going to happen here, because I want everybody to be in the same pen at the same time. So you can see I've got, there's a red hen there, there's her mate, and there's the yellow golden male. So we're going to run all them guys out. And there ain't no easy way to do it, but so we got everybody out now. So they're going to have to meet each other. Nobody's going to hide out here. Nobody's going to hide inside. Everybody's going to be run together, and they can work out their little issues all at once. So this has worked for me in the past. It's not foolproof. It doesn't work great all the time, but there really ain't no great way to put birds together. So I'm going to do some more moving around. I've got these 2 pens consolidated. I'm going to go over there actually. I'm going to move those. I'm just kind of gently trying to herd them around. I don't want to, I don't want to startle anybody if I can help it, but I do want them to all be running together. So hopefully they'll hang out together. Now we're going to go over here and do the same thing, because I saw that one peach. That one peach is kind of hanging out by him or herself out here, and I don't want that. I want everybody again to meet and You know, it's not like everybody spends 2 hours inside and then they come outside, oh, there's somebody new in here. You know, when he's actually been in here the whole time. Wiry little bird. So we're just making them get used to each other. And you see over there that red hen, she's hiding inside and everybody else is out here. So I'm most concerned that the males are going to be aggressive to each other, especially those being two mature males there. So we'll just kind of see how they do. These guys here, they're just getting to know each other a little bit. That one's a wiry little turkey. But this stuff just kind of takes time. I'm going to have to spend a little more time out here than I normally would. Make sure nobody's being aggressive. Make sure I don't have to split anybody up. You know, I could add some structure in here. These pens are pretty cleaned out. I like to keep my pens pretty well cleared out for the most part. Just so it's, you know, I don't know. I just like the look of a clean pen better than I like all cluttered up and buckets and barrels and trash and wire spools, and you know, people put all kind of stuff in their pens. But if you were to give them places to hide from each other, things that they can, you know, if one's being aggressive and you know one bird's running another one around, if you put some structure in, you know, anything, you know, trash, junk, garbage, whatever, put some stuff in a pen, give the new guy a place to hide, and sometimes that'll help alleviate those aggression issues. You know, if the new guy can hide for a couple of days and the aggressor then kind of gets used to the new guy being around, then they'll kind of tolerate the new guy being around. So sometimes it helps to just put, you know, mix things up a little bit with some, you know, some structure. So anyhow, I'm going to go over here now, and I've got to also consolidate. Now these are all golden pheasants. These are all pretty laid back birds. Goldens for the most part are really laid back, really easy to get along with. They're a good beginner's bird, and I like the goldens. They're a pretty bird. They're cheap. They're easy to keep. They're great with the cold weather. They don't eat much. So I really like goldens. On the other hand, I've got some birds down here that are not so easy to get along with, not so easy to take care of, and they don't get along very well at all with some other varieties. Golden will pretty well get along with everybody, but that pen over there's got a Reeves hen in it. Reeves is about the most aggressive pheasant I have ever dealt with, and I've dealt with ringnecks. They're just about the same. I think this pen in here's got some silver hens in it, and they can be aggressive. These birds don't seem to be. This pen right here has an Elliott pheasant hen in it, and Elliots are, well, there she is right there. Elliots are normally pretty easy going, but sometimes they can be aggressive. Elliots are kind of, they can either be way laid back and the calmest bird you got in your flock, or they can be way aggressive and the meanest bastard you got. So this hen, she's pretty easy going around me anyhow. So we're going to see how she does if I put her and the silvers and the Elliott. Again, I'm going to take them all three out of their pens. I don't want anybody to have an established pen here, so I can't move these three into a pen with another one. What I could do is move all three pens up here to a pen that they've never been in, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to take those three pens and I'm going to consolidate them together into probably this first pen here. It's I think this first pen's about 6-8 inches wider, maybe a foot wider or something. So it's got a little bit more square footage for, you know, putting 5 birds in. So we're gonna do that, and I will catch you guys up here in a little bit. Hopefully we don't have any aggression issues, and this will be a copacetic day. Well, as you can see, everybody's pretty well settled down. You don't hear anybody squawking, flapping around or anything. It's been about, oh, it's probably been an hour, maybe just a little more since I put everybody together. I've got, like I say, a trio of yellow golden, a pair of red golden in here, and I've got a pair of peach golden and a peach yellow mix pair in there. So this is the first time they've all been paired up. I was able to, or doubled up rather, I guess. I was able to get 2 silvers, the Reeves and the Elliott hen all in here, and they're all getting along real good. You can see I got their bowls all set in here and plugged in. Now these bowls are, I think the most common company that makes them is called Farm Innovators. That's what these 2 green ones are. I couldn't tell you what that blue one is over there. This one here, it's still got the label on it, so I was reading on it a little bit. They are 60 watts each, and they're thermostatically controlled, so you pretty much just plug them in, and when they call for heat, you know, when it gets cold, they need heat, they warm up, and when it warms up during the day, they shut themselves off. So, like I say, guys, the biggest reason that I did this consolidation of birds here, I mean, it's going to be more convenient to only take care of a few pens, because I, you know, kind of smashed 7 pens down to 3 here. But the biggest reason is because of the electrical consumption. I mean, if I was running all 7 pens with, you know, 60 watt heaters in each one of them, you're talking about 420 watts out here, you know, in the middle of the night when they're running in the middle of the winter. That's drawing a lot of electricity on one 20 amp breaker and you know, regular 12-2 Romex wire there. So the, you know, electrical consumption is a big consideration when you're doing any kind of heating at all. Not to get too far off subject, but so those are the pet bowls. Like I say, they only draw 60 watts. My preferred method of watering birds in the wintertime is with the horizontal nipples. I prefer that in the summertime as well too, but those birds up there had not been on nipples before. I didn't figure there was any reason to get them on nipples for just a month or 2 that I've had them with. I knew winter was coming and I was going to do the pet bowls. So the pet bowls only draw like 60 watts, but down here in this pen, this is a heated bucket. And it draws, I can't remember what it is, but it's more than 60 watts. It might be 90 or 100 watts or something like that. But you can see I've got 2 horizontal nipples threaded into at the base of that bucket. Now that's my favorite way to water birds. This bucket stays out here all year long. In the summertime, I just unplug it. And then in the wintertime, I plug it back in again. And I've been using this setup for years and really like it. All right, guys, one more idea of you know, how to water your birds in the wintertime. We're in one of my buildings. I was actually using this to house birds years ago, and now I'm just using it to store equipment in. That's a 55-gallon blue drum, and I use this in some of my larger pens to water all year long. In the summertime, I would have that barrel set up on concrete blocks. Put 2 concrete blocks next to each other, set that barrel on it, and that would be the perfect height for pheasants. And in the wintertime, I'd use the same barrel, and I would drop in from the top a 250 watt stock tank heater. Again, you can buy them at Tractor Supply, Rural King, or whatever. And those again are thermostatically controlled, where it would come on when it, you know, when the water would get cold. The thermostat clicks on, it heats up, and then it shuts itself back off when it needs to. So these barrels, if you cut the top of these barrels really close to this ridge here, you can save the lid. So it kind of sits down in. I would take a bolt. There's a nut and a washer on the inside, and then just a couple of bolts sticking out across from each other and a bungee cord to hold the lid down. It doesn't seal, but it was good enough to keep dirt and birds out of those barrels. So just one more idea for you if you're dealing with you know, birds and water and wintertime and ice and stuff. Those horizontal nipples really are the way to go for wintertime and summer. But guys, well, that's about all I got for this video. If this helped you, you're dealing with your you know, ideas for wintertime and birds and stuff, click that thumbs up button. Hopefully it did help you. If you want to see more videos of me working with the birds or working on tractors, working on plows, I got a 4-wheeler in the garage I'm working on right now. Click that subscribe button, you'll get to see those videos. And until the next video, keep on tinkering.